Hey, Ari from Train Zen here. Today I want to talk to you about something that I think this is something that changed my life personally, and I think that this understanding can change your life easy if you don't already know it. And it starts with a sentence. The sentence goes, life is relationships. I think you've all heard this sentence before, and it's a very famous expression for a reason. In your life, you will have relationships with yourself and with other people as well. And it doesn't matter if it's in business, if it's with your spouse, if it's with your friends, if it's with your family, the way you conduct a relationship affects your life as a human being and definitely in your life as an athlete. Now, we athletes are very self focused people. We work a lot on our nutrition, on our diet, on our training regime, right? We put a lot of time into ourselves. And that makes sense because we are ambitious people, right? You have an ambition to do things. You have an ambition to reach high. You have an ambition to reach somewhere that is beyond human potential, right? And that is fair enough. But we do need to remember that there are other people present in our lives, right? And if we take care of these people, if we are a light to these people, then we are fulfilling our purpose into this world. You know, as athletes, we have power. We have a lot of physical power and we have a lot of mental power that we get through training and through this constant reflection of how can I be better? How can I do better? How can I perform and function better? We acquire this power. With this power, in the words of the great Stan Lee, there is also responsibility. So, how can you understand relationships? It's actually very easy, and I want to show you a method that I kind of figured out to understand how a dynamic of a relationship works. And you can take that method that I will show you right now and apply it to basically everything and every relationship that you have, whether business or social or spousal. Um, Before we get into this method, I just want to mention that till the end of August, I have a free gift that I'm giving out. I compiled actually a full guide on how to buy, use, and procure a foam roller. How can you really choose the one that you need, and how can you use one in order to, first of all, heal your injuries, second of all, prevent future injuries, third of all, improve performance, and fourth of all, to actually improve your recovery from training. If you want that free guide, all you need to do is message me either on Facebook, Instagram, or email, and I will give you this guide. That's it. I'll just give it to you because I just want to. Right. But let's get to the point here. Anyway, so relationships. Let's talk about the inferior model of a relationship, and then we'll talk about the superior model that I will offer you here. So, the inferior model of relationships is actually compromise. Everyone thinks that, yeah, in relationships you need to compromise. In love, you need to compromise. You need to sacrifice something so the future of the whole will continue. Well, that is absolutely fucking bullshit. Okay? If there is a sacrifice, it should not be a personal one. It should be a general one, and I'll explain. Let's talk about what's compromise. So, compromise, in a sense, is when one side gives up on a part of himself, an integral part of him or herself, to achieve a joint outcome, in a sense. It's when one side and the other side meet in the middle by making sacrifices or by giving up on a certain part of themselves in order to continue cooperation. In essence, a true relationship, a good relationship, is not a relationship where both sides give up on parts of themselves. A true relationship is when two factors work together to go up, not where one is going up, the other is pulling down, or when both are pulling down. This is not a relationship. This is fucking bullshit. A true relationship is when two sides or more work together to make the whole bigger. So in a sense, if you give up on a part of yourself in order to make someone else happy in a relationship, what happens is that 1 + 1 equals 1.5, because you are not truly yourself. If 1 + 1 equals 1.5, this is not a fruitful cooperation. Moreover, if you give up on parts of yourself, if you sacrifice parts of yourself constantly, you are going to create a pattern where people will see that they can trample you. Even if it's a so-called loving relationship with a partner, if you show your partner that you are allowing yourself to be stepped on, that you give up on everything that you want for him or her to be happy, you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything, because what you're doing is you're promoting violent behavior. You're promoting the ability of someone to trample you or to get what they want from you without you being true to yourself. That does not make any service. Okay? So in a sense, the compromise element is a primitive element. And we think about compromising the intellect. We think, okay, it makes sense that if I give up on this, this person or the other side will give up on another side of himself or herself for me. That could be the case and that could not be the case. But whatever the case truly is, if any of the sides gives up on something in a negotiation, it's not 1 + 1 equals 2. It's 1 + 1 equals less than 2, right? What I offer is a cooperation. And you can understand that in a sense that 1 + 1 equals 3. And let me show you how. The model I offer is quite a simple one, and I will explain it through this simple illustration. Look at that magic. Nice, right? So in the triangle model, we can really understand how every relationship can work, in a sense that 1 + 1 does not equal 2 actually, but 1 + 1 equals 3. Through this model, you'll understand really how you can really cooperate in a relationship, how you can really make a relationship into something that is flourishing and that is consciously superior, where both sides of the relationship cooperate together and work in higher consciousness to achieve something that is great, to something that is truly symbiotic. So if we look at the triangle, you will see it on the bottom side of the triangle, you have two sides. Side 1, side 2. In the middle between them, that is the most inferior part of communication, and also the basic part of the communication. Okay? And if you look at the apex of the triangle, there is cooperation. So to really illustrate this, let's use a little example. Okay? So let's say side 1 is me, and side 2 is my imaginary girlfriend. Me and my imaginary girlfriend, we plan on an imaginary vacation that we will both take our imaginary selves on. And we plan on doing it on a certain day because we've both been working really, really hard. Anyway, that day comes, and apparently my girlfriend's mother gets sick. So what happens is that I want to still go on the vacation, but my imaginary girlfriend, she wants to go visit her imaginary mom, right? So what happens here is that a dialogue can go something like this, like, well, but honey, I really want to go and do that vacation. We deserved it. We worked really hard. We planned on it for a long time. And then she will go and say something like, yeah, but, you know, my mom, she's really sick and I feel really guilty if I won't visit her. And I'll say, but yeah, but you know, it's like, whatever. Anyway, we go back and forth like this. Both sides can be understood. And if we keep communicating on this level, that I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, we will eventually hit one of 3 options. One is compromise number 1. I will go with her to her mother. And she will take care of her mother, and I will sit there all soaky because I planned on doing other things. And even if I try to have fun, I won't really be able to because I wanted to go on vacation, not to my girlfriend's mother. Option number 2, really, is when she gives up, she lets go, she compromises and comes with me on vacation. And then we go on vacation, and while we are skiing or while we are water skiing or whatever, I'm having a really good time, and she's thinking about her mother, and she feels guilty about her mother. And while we're trying to go and swimming at the pool, I try to play with her, and she doesn't really want to because she feels really guilty. And then I might soak, and then I might say, but honey, why aren't you not here? Why are you not completely here? And then she'll be, because of my mom. Anyway, we'll get into a fight, and not a very optimal situation, right? Good. Third situation is that we both kind of decide no deal. I go my way, she goes her way, she goes to her mom, I go on vacation, no one has fun, no one is being supported, and that is not a very good example of a good relationship, right? So my point is that this is how a compromise looks like, right? One side gives up on a part of himself, or both sides give up on a certain part of themselves, and then there's no deal. And anyway, there is no truly win-win situation here. How can we use the triangle model here? If both me and my girlfriend, as imaginary as she is, understand that this lowly plane is not a plane where we can win. If we climb up together to the apex of the triangle, we can both look down at the problem together. If we both look down from a higher point that is higher in the conscious level, we can both see ourselves. I can see me and her, and she can see her and I. And together, we can really understand that what happens here is that it's not that I want and she wants, it's that we want. And that we want to find a superior way to come up together and find a solution that will be beneficial for both of us. Now, getting to that apex, it requires both sides to be consciously able to do that, right? It requires both sides to understand that there is a symbiotic relationship here, that both sides are actually working towards the same end, towards the same goal. Both sides are actually working towards the same purpose, right? It's not one side that wants X and the other side wants Y. It's that both sides wants Y, but there is a problem in the middle that both sides needs to work on to move forward. Now, the example I laid out is only one example, but you can also work on it in business. You can also think, okay, if I have a certain business partner and we've hit a rock, I will think we should do this and he thinks we should do this. If we compromise, we'll stay in that low spectrum. If we both think, okay, I want to do this and he wants to do this, but we both actually want to go up, we both actually want to bring this company forward, or we both actually want to bring our business forward, we can work on a symbiotic solution, right? We can work together to create a solution that will be the best of both worlds. This understanding that we can both go up to the apex of the triangle, we can both go up, sit there, and look down and see the whole of the things. Yeah? This is actually true cooperation. In this sense, 1 + 1 equals more than 2. In this sense, 1 + 1 equals 3, 4, and sometimes even 10 million. 10 million, I shit you not. I have to give a side note here actually and say that if your values are not aligned with the person who you try to cooperate with, this is not going to work. Your values need to align, okay? If your values do not align, it's not going to work. You need to have the same core values. You need to understand that both of you are looking for the same thing here. Yeah? If you are both not looking for the same thing, if I want to start a fitness business, but my partner wants to start a ice cream truck, I find it hard to understand how we can work together on this, right? Unless we do a fitness ice cream truck, which is just fucking weird. But anyway, that's my point. You need to understand that you both want the same thing, and then work towards it. That's what I got for you today. If you're interested in reading about it, I have an article. I posted it down below from my website where I took this video and laid it out in an article, which is a bit more specific. If you like reading things, you can definitely check it out. Other than that, I am giving free online coaching lessons. because I'm now starting to build up my online coaching model. It'll be ready quite soon, and it'll be fucking amazing. It'll have building programs and an online nutrition schedule, nutrition diary that you can opt in, and you can add the measurements of your food, and with a info pages, and it's gonna be like fucking awesome. I'm really excited about that, and I'm prepping that, and it's in the works, so it's gonna come very, very soon. In that sense, I'm giving free online coaching lessons right now. So if you're interested in one, why don't you email me at this address? Okay, just tell me, hey Ari, I would like to have a 20-minute coaching session with you, and see what you have to say. And I'll be happy to do that. I'll be more than happy to do that. And if you want me to answer one of your questions, hit me up as well. Email me. Hit me up on social media. Say, Ari, I want you to, I don't know, I need to know how to train with a barbell in a way that won't fuck up my back. Or I fucked up my back already and I want to know how to recover. Give me ideas. I'm here for you. Yeah? And I will see you soon.